Hello there, kia ora. As I sit down on Monday morning to make this video, I feel a little bit like Jean-Luc Picard sitting on the bridge of the Enterprise D with the red alert siren blaring and the lights flashing, asking for a damage report after strange attacks from the Borg, because it's been a really weird few days. You see, I've taken the last couple off because I've been with mahi, I've been doing things with clients, and well, even that seems to upset a few people. Media organisations in Kirikiriroa Hamilton have been getting emails from New Zealand loyal supporters there asking if I'm employed by them because apparently I said something that upset them during the It's in the Ballot live streams for the by-election there recently. If I said anything to upset them, I wholly apologise for them not being smart enough to realise that they're idiots. But that's not the only thing that's happened in the last few days. We had the visit to Freiburg High School from David Seymour on Friday, where he was greeted by a very impassioned haka from a group of students who are understandably upset with him. Having him on campus was going to cause issues, because he's the MP who is leading the charge to get rid of things like free school lunches. But he's also one of the MPs that's been leading the charge to ensure 16 and 17-year-olds don't get the vote because he doesn't feel that they're able to fully form opinions on anything political. But this just goes to prove that that is completely not true, because political decisions impact everybody. And these students are so impassioned about what they're doing that they felt they had to do something about it. And a haka is a beautiful, fantastic way to protest that's uniquely ours. And of course, that upset a whole bunch of right-wingers who are like, how dare these 16-year-olds get involved in politics? Like politics is only the domain of creepy old dudes who mysteriously step down from political parties for no reason given whatsoever and have absolutely nothing at all to do with name suppression in the New Zealand justice system. Then on top of that, you have Winston Peters getting up to the third State of the Nation speech that we've seen from this coalition of chaos to party faithful, but apparently you can't call it that because he gets really upset if media calls it party faithful who are at this event, to complain about the fact that co-governance, as far as he is concerned, is akin to Nazi Germany philosophies. That's a dangerous route to go down, but shows just how much of the influence that the conspiracy theorists and alt-right have on his party at the moment. He also made some weird claims about the Labour Party, like how immigration was out of control under them, but there was more migrants who actually came in when he was Deputy Prime Minister under Jacinda 2 terms ago than there was in the last term, and complaining about things like Labour's movement against workers, whereas they're the ones who introduced the Fair Pay Agreement, and Winston Peters, who was supposed to be a handbrake on Parliament, according to him, allowed the repeal of the Fair Pay Agreements to go through as a number of urgently passed policies and laws that he clearly didn't put a handbrake on. And then this morning he gets up and starts having a pissing match with Chris Hipkins about who can drink the most. Like, how is this actually our government? Then on top of that, there was actually a leaked opinion poll from Talbot Mills that was reported on this morning, which showed that while there hasn't been a huge amount of movements around the political parties, when it comes to preferred Prime Minister, Chris Luxon is starting to tank. He's only 1 point ahead at the moment now over Chris Hipkins. But, oh my God, the number of people who have suddenly decided that the government's going in the wrong direction is huge. It's a massive jump. But it's not a surprise, because this government rams through everything, lies about it, and then turns around and says, oh, it's all Labour's fault, even though Labour actually left them with a really good set of books. You know, that AAA international credit rating that we had, we were running into surplus finally, we actually had one of the best economic rebounds after COVID, we had that really low COVID death rate. We actually did things not too badly under the last government, and this government's trying to rearrange everything to do massive tax cuts for landlords and multimillionaires, and then say that it's all Labour's fault that they can't do it. But that's kind of the point, because the Labour Party was never going to give tax cuts to millionaires and landlords, but the National Party are quite happy to. Do you see what I mean about how it feels like an onslaught? Every day it feels like there's something new coming, and it's impossible for our media to cover it all. It's impossible for our commenters to cover it all. Which means that it's really hard to get a really big picture as to what's going on, which makes it really hard to respond, which makes it really, really hard to process what we need to do to fix things so that going forward the entire country is much more prosperous and doing better. I guess we just have to wait until the damage report's in and we can finally work out from there exactly what we need to do next.